Brexit. It bites again, it does. And this time it's, well, I was bitten in the arse, Remain as somebody who actually voted to stay in the EU. So I'm sure you Brexiters out there will be gloating that you will. Well, I'm going to tell the story anyhow. But while you're here, please boot the old like button. And maybe that little bell icon. Because then you get a warm fuzzy feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video. Obviously, you've got to subscribe first. Well, one young lass, well actually she's as old as me. Well, she's been bitten by the new passport rules. Yeah. Since old numpties put that cross in the wrong box and ripped us out of the European Union. Fools! Any benefits of Brexit yet? Well, I can't see any, can you? Leave it in the comments down below. Well, I suppose there's benefits of Brexit for those who live in the EU, maybe. You tell me what they are. Well, oh dear. Heidi, poor old Heidi. She's a travel writer, she is. And she's been bitten by Brexit. And she didn't vote for it. No. Just like those in Scotland didn't vote for it. Even those in Northern Ireland, even though they're causing a bit of script over the, Windsor Framework now. First it's Northern Ireland Protocol, now it's Windsor Framework. Whatever next. She says that Brexit left me stranded for months, it did. Yeah. At my second home in Crete. Well, travel writer Heidi Fuller. Love. Well, tried to prepare for Brexit, but ended up trapped on a Greek island. She couldn't go to work. No, she was buggered. She was a prisoner in her own home, she was, on an island. Robinson Crusoe. But a lady. Well, she says, I've owned my second home in Crete for more than a decade. But despite careful attempts to prepare for Brexit, it has caused me endless problems and left me a hostage on the Greek island for months. The island of Crete. Poor old Heidi. Sounds like quite a nice place to be a prisoner there, quite frankly. But anyway, she's got olive trees. She has virgin olive oils. That's what she makes. She squeezes them. Oh, poor little buggers. Well, she says she's a travel writer. And she needs to be able to leave the country. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I never expected the UK's exit from the European Union would leave me stranded and unable to fix the issue in good time. No, oh dear. Well, she says, I was dismayed to find myself trapped there last year, unable to do my job or even reach Athens if I had an emergency or needed any specialist health care. Baby, you never know. Well, in 2021, as the Brexit countdown loomed, I filled in countless forms, she says, paid for various signatures and stamps, and visited the dusty office of my local police station to obtain the residence permit. That allows me to stay for 6 months at a time. Oh. Now she says I'm half British and half Dutch and have a French husband and family homes in Greece and Spain. I've always considered myself to be European, so of course I voted Remain. And I know it sounds like, we've got all these homes, what have you. Don't forget, they're cheap. This place you got in Crete cost 46,000 euros. It's cheap. Yeah. Well, as stupid as it sounds, she says, it never really occurred to me that the British passport holder As a British passport holder, I do apologise. Brexit could be a problem for me. That is rather naive, isn't it, I must say. Since then, I've realised that many expats, immigrants, have had to grapple with with real difficulties and following changes to the travel and trade rules after the UK left the European Union. Well, in 2022, I was denied boarding, at Athens airport 3 times in 3 months. Oh, dear. The first time this was because an EU airline erroneously stipulated that I needed 6 months on my passport. And the rule there was 3 months. The second time, I was heading for Romania, where they do require 6 months. And the third time, it was because of the dreaded 10-year rule. British travellers must have a passport that was issued less than 10 years before the day they enter the EU country. Plus, you must have the 3 months after, or 6 months, depending, after the date you intend to leave. She decided it was time to renew my passport. Ooh, ain't you lucky? You're gonna get a black one. I can't make my mind up, like I say. She says I assumed that it would be possible to fast-track my application. Oh dear, here comes Brexit. For work reasons, and I have done, this countless times before, in the past. Over the phone, the office workers at the HM passport office were reassuring. They said, if there's a delay of more than 10 days, you can fast-track it. That's what she was told. Now, when I phoned again to check that they had received the brown packet containing my previous travel documents, however, she was told because of Brexit there was no longer any way to fast-track from overseas. Oh dear. Well, the thing is, it's all so new. No one really knows the rules. No one harassed officer, he confided that he told her, that before informing her that within 10 weeks of strikes as well, by passport staff, are in the offing. Yeah, that didn't help, did it? No. Now I was unlikely to receive my documents any time soon. Oh, no worries, she thought. Since she was married to a Frenchman and have a French ID, I can at least travel in Europe. Oh dear. Well, again, no one seemed to know the rules, and this time airlines assured me that I could travel. My lawyer warned me that if I could leave their country, but would be unable to return. Oh dear. And the French embassy said that only the British embassy would know. So the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, vice versa. She says after a week of phone calls, it was finally established that I could only travel with a valid British passport. Now, 10 days stretched to a month, and then 2 months, and I realised I was in passport limbo. Stuck on an island that is linked to the mainland and other islands only by ferries or flights. It took 63 days to receive my travel documents, but it was a good wake-up call. I tell you what it is. It's a wake-up call for every single country who happens to be in the EU, not to Brexit, or whatever you like. You just call it Rexit. It wrecks everything. Don't do any kind of Brexit. Don't leave the EU, because it will seriously damage your country. Seriously damage your country. Look at the United Kingdom. It's broken. Brexit broke Britain. Anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. But please boot the old like button, because it helps the channel, Yeah. Oh dear, what a shame. Well, all of this lass, she voted to stay in the EU, just like I did. Well, I got out of the UK, that I did. But I'm not in limbo, no. Because I got residency here, can't see the shore, touch the shore. Thank God that I did. Phew. Anyway, you tell me, what stories have you got that you can share on the channel? Please leave them in the comments down below. Because I do read the comments, but you probably already know. They enlighten me, they do. That they do. So, ta-ta.